Hey everybody, how you doing? So we often get asked the question, which valuation software package should I learn if I'm going to learn any one of them? And the answer in short is none of them. That's a bit short, wasn't it? Let me explain myself. So before we carry on, I'm Phil, or Phil Laney, and I'm part of Ascension Training, and we're helping people learn the core skills of real estate investing online through remote learning. And every week we come out with some new information about how the market works and how you can think about investing. So if you're interested, then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks very much. So why is it that our answer is, why on earth would you learn a valuation package thing? Now, I come from industry, and everyone that I've worked with over the last 15 years, we've all done relatively interesting deals. So ones where you might have some lease up that you need to take care of when you buy a building, one where you might be doing capex and renovations. I've done developments, done hotels, done shopping centers, done all sorts of different deals. Been involved with about $4 billion worth of transactions, mostly in Europe, a little bit in the US, but mostly in Europe. And I have never, ever worked with a single person that has ever used any valuation package. Everyone uses Excel and values the transactions using cash flow modeling, which is the skill. And the reason they do that is because if you're an investor and you're investing in any illiquid assets, the skill you require to become a good investor, the base skill, is cash flow modeling. If you choose not to learn cash flow modeling and you choose to use these kind of valuation packages which exist, you really can't learn how to become a good investor. You just learn how to use a little bit of software. You never really get into the deals. So if you do very, very simple deals, these things can be useful. They're a bit dangerous at times, or can be dangerous, because you don't really know how the numbers work and you don't know why your returns look the way it is, or the recommended valuation, or the bid price, or anything like that. But they can shortcut a lot of problems. And I thought I was trying to find a way to explain it in a way that actually kind of made sense. And we've recently moved out to the US from being in London for about 20 years. And it's quite nice out here. It's nice and sunny. And so we said, so we've been teaching my kids, I've got 2 girls, to swim. And so I thought actually this is a really good comparison. They want to be able to play around, first of all, in the pool, but maybe, let's say they love swimming, they want to become superstar swimmers, professional swimmers, athlete swimmers, right? If you want to become a professional real estate investor, you're going to be, you're taking other people's money and investing it for them. It's quite competitive to get into that. You actually have to be quite good with base skills to get into that job, right? It's not that easy to find. Even as a developer, it's not easy to get into. You need to be pretty good. And so if you want to be like a superstar swimmer, or you want to get into the upper echelons and compete with great swimmers, there is one skill you need to learn before you can splash around in the pool by yourself or become a great swimmer or any of these things. You need to learn to swim. And you will never find someone that wants to become a good swimmer, that wants to make big bucks and become famous and all that good stuff. You'll never find someone say to you, okay, I love this, I really want this, but can I do that, but can I do that without learning to swim? And you got to think about it and you think, well, why are you going to become a swimmer if you don't want to learn how to swim? Maybe, yeah, I'm sure, there are things you can use. You could put some armbands on and you could use one of those, I don't know what they're called actually, they're like made of polystyrene, you like kick around, floaty things. You can use those and that will keep you afloat in the water. You're unlikely to become a great swimmer. You're unlikely to be able to compete. You're not going to be, the Michael Phelpses of the world with that stuff on. But you're not going to drown, probably. And so that's the way I think about valuation package. If you want to become a great investor or a great developer, well, the skill is cash flow modeling. Can you become a great investor or a great developer without really understanding the numbers, without really being able to do this? Just basically get some numbers in Excel and work it out? Might be possible. You're not going to be in the big leagues, you're not going to earn the big bucks or do the really interesting deals, but I'm sure you could do something and some transactions somewhere with these valuation packages. And so I just go back to the question of, if you want to do this for a living, why not learn the skill for you to do this for a living and do really interesting stuff? Yeah, so that was my 5-minute thought, I don't know if that actually turned out to be 5 minutes, on why to learn cash flow modeling. Another thing to consider is, there are these valuation softwares that exist, but there are many of them. And they change, different regions use different types, and when you change company, some of them have these valuation softwares which they allow you to use, but this one allows you to use this one, and that one allows you to use that one. These are mostly at the service firms, by the way. These don't really exist at investment groups. Investment groups don't use them, generally. I've never seen an investment group ever use valuation software. But if you go to one of the service firms where they're not quite confident about cash flow modeling, they might try and use these valuation softwares. So you have to learn. You go on these courses and you build all these skills to learn how to use this valuation software. And then when you change company, you go on a course and you learn all these skills to use this valuation software, all of which exist so that you don't have to learn this skill, which is cash flow modeling, which is the only skill, hard skill that is, that you really need to become an investor or developer. So it's kind of another reason, which is like, why just make so much work for yourself? Why make so much pain? Just become a skilled financial modeler. Now, the key here is, just like swimming, it is difficult. It does take time. It's not easy. And just like swimming, you need people around you to help you learn, and you need people that already have the skills, and you need that kind of environment where, yeah, you're going to mess up and it's not going to be that comfortable, but over time you build the skills. So that's the downside. That's the tricky part of learning cash flow modeling, and why some people just don't ever go down the path. But if you can go down the path, well, that's the way you get to the big bucks and the good times and the good deals. It's worth doing.